Welcome back. Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader. Where last time, it was like 2 weeks ago, and I honestly don't really remember much. I remember we were in the middle of a mission. I can't remember what led up to that, or if that was the entirety of it. We arrived at the planet Janus, a planet within the territories of the dynasty of the von Valancius family of rogue traders. It is an agro world. That is a world that has heavily been cultivated, reformed to serve as an an agricultural bread maker, basically, of the Imperium in the Cornus Expanse. We arrived at the planet. We're welcomed by the governor, whose name I can't remember. She seems shady, though. And immediately we got attacked. During that greeting, we got attacked by rebels. And the governor fled to their palace or what have you. As we were fighting these rebels, we were getting sniper support from somewhere on the governor's side. And after clearing out the rebels, we went to go meet the governor. He wanted to meet us alone, but I brought my party with me. We basically learned what's been happening on the planet. They're having a little bit of a rebellion, what Imperium world doesn't have rebels, she basically wanted us to, before we asked about, could you send food to Footfall? And they're like, of course, but we've got these rebels. They have they would, shoot down any ships and raid any ships that try to leave that are, carrying supplies and whatnot. I'm like, alright, we'll take care of these rebels. And then we also learned, a bunch of details about, the planet itself. After speaking with her and agreeing to take care of these rebels on her behalf, we started going around the palace grounds, talking to people. We found I'm trying to think of all the things that we found. Let's see, we found a shed, basically, that one of the rebels had taken refuge in, and a bunch of Imperial guardsmen were kind of debating on how they were going to get rid of this kid, this rebel. And I'm like, alright, I'll deal with this, don't worry. And then I proceeded to fuck off and continue exploring, because that led into a building which I presumed was going to be another encounter. And I'm like, alright, I'll wait. Explore the rest of this map first. And we talked to a tech priest, and he kind of told us about the agro world and how all of the environmental changes that have been brought about through the agriculturalization of the planet has caused a bunch of wacky shit to happen, notably diseases and mutations. We came across, amongst the belongings of the rebels that we killed, some seed or fruit or something. That was when we showed it to the tech. We was like, oh, this is from a more tropical area on the planet. I was like, okay, what's it doing here? And he was like, I don't fucking know. We also came across an old man in a corner, the side of the building, who was a rebel. He had apparently shown the rebels the way into the palace grounds, I guess. And he was like, "You'll never take me alive!" And then he like ate a pill or something. I was gonna kill him, and then he's like, "Wait a second, you're not the fucking governor's men." And was like, "Yeah, I'm not, you fucking idiot." And he's like, "Oh shit. Please, you gotta help us. The planet's dying. The governor is corrupt as fuck. She's like killing entire swaths of the population for sport. And like engaging in like human experimentation on the people, and purposely spreading diseases, and whatnot. So we are test subjects, to the whims of her own personal experimentations and research. Like, please, you gotta help us. Go seek out the rebels." And we're like, "All right, sure." We also met a Odari woman by the name of Iralet. I don't know how to pronounce it. Who, like, we learned some things about the Odari from, but for the most part, we learned that she was working for the governess, and as a exotic mutant, is what people believe her to be, but like our character recognized her as like, "Wait a minute, you're not a mutant, you're straight up an alien." And I was like, "Whew, good thing I didn't bring Heinrich with me, because he's from the Ordo Xenos." And yeah, we basically told her like, "Hey, want to help me fight these rebels or whatever? I don't trust the governor to do fuck all about this, nor do I really trust her in general, and here's why." And she's like, "Those are some good points. Let me think on it." And then I think actually before we spoke to her, we probably dealt with the dude in the shed. So like, yeah, we entered the shed and like found out that that rebel that was hiding in there was just a kid, literally. And we managed to calm them down and get them to hand over a Voxcaster, learning that the rebels had basically hacked into the communication systems of the governess's forces. So like the rebels were literally like, overhearing all of their com chatter and whatnot. And like, yeah, they gave us like this special Voxcaster that they could do that with. Yeah, in exchange for that, we promised to let the kid go. And then right after that, the Imperial Guardsmen came in and were like, "All right, kill the rebel." I'm like, hold up. As a rogue trader, I have ultimate authority here. Like, my authority supersedes that of the governess. I want you to let this kid go. And they let the kid go. Begrudgingly, by the looks on their faces, but they let him go. Yeah, after that, I think we also talked to like a tax man, basically, but I don't remember what the contents of that were. That discussion. We also showed that. Oh no, wait, yeah, no, that was already. Showed that like those seeds to the tech priest, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's what caused them to be like, these are from the tropics, and these are a weird fruit. Yeah, as we started to make our way to this rebel base, that we now knew the location of through this kid, we Iralet approached us and was like, "Hey, let me go with you. I know this planet like the back of my hand, as I am a sort of native here." Yeah. we left on our shuttle and went out the uh into the jungles. Yeah, Irelet led us through some paths, kind of revealing um, that she was actually a Odari spy, working for an enclave of Odari on the planet that have been kind of like the caretakers of the planet. As these Odari are kind of the ones sponsoring this rebel group, it would seem, like giving them resources and whatnot, helping them out with like the lay of the land and whatnot, fighting against the governess because all of the agricultural terraforming has very much disrupted the ecology of the entire planet, and kind of bringing it to basically calling like starting to cause like a planetary like environmental collapse that the Eldari seem to be trying to prevent. Like the Eldari and the rebels. So yeah, we started exploring the woods. Came across a group of rebels that we fought against, as they did not seem to recognize Irelet, and attacked us, and even some Odari attacked us eventually during that combat after a few rounds. And she's like, "What are you doing? I'm Irelet. I'm back from my mission." After that, she combat Irelet kind of was like, "Jesus, what is happening? Did the leader of the Aldari fall to chaos?" And it's like, maybe. Now we need to continue going through the woods to find out what's going on. I'm surprised I remembered that much after 2 weeks. This game's just been sticking with me. Like, I'll admit, like during these past 2 weeks, I've gone to the Games Workshop website and eyeballed a few models. I'm not gonna start that hobby, but because they're all like $50+ for like singular models, or like $100+ for box sets, or even more for like big models. It's crazy. Expensive. I'm not starting that. Plus, I can't paint. I mean, it'd be a good way to learn, but can't. All right. I forgot that we have a little cherub baby. Announces our name. So yeah, there's some weird warp shit going on, as you can see here. It's a pretty tree. Alright. So, like, I'm fairly certain this is where we need to go. That way.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed.
What about over here, though? I remember there... Can I not get over there? Uh-oh. I remember there being like a little...
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Oof. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna be able to get there?
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Okay, so I believe up this way was more rebels. They were like hostile. Yeah. Quick save. Always quick save. Wondering if this is a little bit that I can get up to. Doesn't seem like it. I think it's just for aesthetics. All right, let's see. What do we got? Got them.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Can't target it? Yo, he's doing a little dance. Doing a little steppy dance. Hold on, brothers. I'll call for backup.
Show them no mercy.
Oh, fuck this guy. Just get you like all the way up there. Oh shit, where'd that? Oh no. He's gone. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see from there. See him? No. Yeah, show him. Oh, I think he's this one. Oh, no, that's you. You. Not you. You're not even on the list. Not even on the list.
A wicked thought.
Apparently can't see that person. 21. Show extra turn, girl.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. I'm not accustomed. Face the navigator's might.
Triple kill. Right. You. No two cup here. Very nice. Right.
High momentum.
Oh. Oh, you can still move. Texting to use within my search ends the character. As it makes an attack with the current weapon against an enemy, this attack cannot miss and deals plus 50% more damage. It also deals additional damage to 25 for its missing wounds. So you go next. I might as well just kill you. Doom Trader. Right. Time to run and gun.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. As the Emperor commands, I act. Each strike is a prayer.
Move you first. Let's see. Nope. Very nice. Gee. Let's go.
Request approved.
Ouchies.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose they still got him. Let's go.
High momentum.
Very nice. Oh, they've made sure that that ability's like little effect actually goes away after use. Oh, buddy. Scout needs more movement, man.
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Do that now.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
Actually hit him.
Vital function successfully terminated.
Avalon.
Victory is imminent.
Yeah, I think he was just outside of initiative. What is that?
Indeed. I will do my duty.
What? No. Huh. What
Like
is?
crazy laugh.
Oh, a wicked thought.
I need that one that like extends that. Yo.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
How much backup coming? Who's the oldest? Right. I have a hunting rifle. Check all of these item icons.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
The pad is speckled with black tracks and scratches. Judging by the evidence of landing and takeoffs, flying machines land here on a regular basis. It could be one of the local types of shuttles. Being hidden anywhere.
Ah, one step at a time, amidst the madness.
Goods. least 2 ways to the same thing.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
The Xeno ruins visible from under the green canopy look remarkably intact. It seems time and the elements have no power over this bright material. Scrappy lance gun. A percentage chance.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
This poor sap was clearly mauled by a large predator, but you don't see any sign that the creature gorged itself on his flesh afterwards. It appears the beast did not kill this man out of hunger. That's spooky. What?
What lies beyond?
Ooh, got weird warp shit going on here.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Weird warpy shit going on. Okay. This plant, once a harmless shrub, has now completely changed. Its outer tissue is cracked from the juices swelling in its pulp and now oozing down the leaves in murky rivulets. The mutation looks like the result of some powerful sorcery. Okay. The touch of she who thirsts has disfigured the Leviathan down to the smallest of her children. How deep does the corruption run?
What is it?
Runs deep, apparently. Deep enough.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Like the rebels got
The
ambushed
Emperor
by
favors
something.
me today.
Warp creatures. Slaneshi. This box tower was assembled from parts clearly not intended for such a use. Among the support beams and plasteel sheets, you see arches from containers and fasteners from agri-cisterns. Recoil gloves. These gloves reduce the recoil of all automatic weapons by 50%. Beasties. These creatures were once so timid, so reticent. Could the seed of evil truly have taken root in them as well? Seems like it. I really wish you could. Yeah, no, no. I really just wish there was a way to.
A genius at work.
At your beck and call.
It's up there now. Genusian Lacerix. Suddenly got dark. Alright, Abelard, start tanking, baby. This thing is behind him.
If I must.
What does this do? The assassin makes an attack that does not count twice as an attack, does not block the assassin's movement, but deals only 45% of that. Okay. I'm gonna move you there. Would you still get an attack? No. Well, cover. Shit. I didn't actually need to do that.
I approach the designated position.
Oof. XCOM. Lady Argenta.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
Nice. No, he actually got hit.
Momentum.
Ooh, baby. Good shit.
It will be done.
Alright. Does slightly more damage. Big nice.
Me? If you insist, Lord.
Big nice.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
That's totally...
Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
Oh, for damage. Let's go.
Significant value. momentum.
Alright.
Let's see. Schemes within schemes.
There you go.
Victory is imminent. I will do like you.
Right. You can jump it out and have a load. And he did. Okay. Fancy shit. I look like there's a way down to there. How did they
In
not
this
hear that? though?
tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Ooh. Alien shit. Yeah, it's a really good thing we didn't bring Heinrich.
There will be no
He'd
peace
probably be throwing a
in my wake.
little tantrum at us, being like, how could you associate with aliens? I'm like missing anything? Don't seem like it. Back on down.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Argenta. What the fuck?
I have learned much in my exile.
Runes form the lines of an ancient Zeno poem that tells of the creation of the Leviathan, of turning a lifeless dead world into a blooming garden.
A trivial task.
Oh, she's a
Patience. My nerves are
demolition.
frayed.
New demolitions person. Stinky warp shit. Quick save whenever you're about to do a skill check. Ground is covered in pulsating purple spots. Young shoots are already covered in similar marks, clearly a sign of mutation, not a disease. Touch of she who thirsts has disfigured the Leviathan.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Oh.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Okay, data slate with notes. Kurt, I know it's been rough for you since the meeting by the ruins. First contact leaves an impression on everyone. But when I recommended you to the commander, I never thought you wouldn't have the stomach to process the truth. Think what you want, but I'm still your friend. I don't want anything to happen to you because of your own stupidity. I saw your bag with the packs of Nutribars that our lads brought from the settlement, and if you thought no one would notice a couple of clips missing from Torban's backpack, you thought wrong. I want to give you a chance. Turn the goods. You know, every Nutribar counts these days. The stuff that grows in the forest is no longer edible, and we're in need of weapons more than ever. I can guess why you need all of this. You want to split, abandon our cause, go back home, and pretend nothing happened. But I'm not writing this to appeal to your conscience. I just want to say that you're a marked man now, Kurt. After meeting the higher-ups, cutting and running is the worst thing you can try to do. They are watching those who've seen them. They won't let you leave. Let's talk. Just talk, you and me in private. Let me know when you're in the camp. Kurt.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
In the back of the... Oh, I didn't even notice this corpse. In the back of the corpse's head, there is a strange narrow hole that does not look like it came from any conventional Imperial weapon. A hole like that could have been left by a thin blade piercing the skull. That Kurt? Hmm? Hmm? Ah. Ooh, what is this? Wraith bone necklace. For Azure, Yanni, and Drukari only. Plus 10 agility and perception. Okay. You can't use those. Recoil. Is on a weapon? I know if it's automatic, does it just get marked as so? Auto gun. Probably if it has auto in the name. That would make sense. Here, you don't got boots on? Must not have the feature on, are you? Run the rare game, unyielding. Boots you got. Underwear kills 2 or more enemies with a single attack. The attack doesn't spend all of the wearer's movement points. All attacks made against the wearer and to all enemies in 2 cell radius from the wearer. much of a map.
One step at a time, amidst the madness. Cower before the mind unhinged!
Only 2 of them this time?
A wicked thought.
At your beck and call.
Okay, good. We're able to get him up front. Race for impact.
Oh, a genius at work.
Toughness on you. I need that one. Ouchies.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Okay.
I took care of this one.
Nice. Like he's better suited for this.
Follow my lead.
Hey, we leveled up. Yeah. Oh boy, time for reading. Use a stratagem on a rear area. Also makes the allies in that area lowest priority target. Combat target bonuses are increased by 5. Oh hey Cam. Thanks for the tithe. How's it going? Using a stratagem on a frontline area grants allies in the area 10 plus 2 times int bonus, 4 plus fellowship bonus, 7, so 11, 22, 32% increased dodge against other ally attacks. Alright. Grants all allies in the area plus 4 deflection against the next melee hit they suffer. Oh good, and you? Teeth better? Teeths do be better. Stacks with it, so. Oh yeah, I'm doing alright. Getting back into that stream and grind. There are more enemies than allies in the frontline area. All allies in that area gain that. personal zone. Allies, including the Grand Strategist, in the same combat tactics area with the Grand Strategist, gain 3 plus int divided by 2 perception of birth. Hate that spelling of teeth. What's wrong with that spelling of teeth? Teeth are a vital part of the economy. It just feels wrong. Can't be like an orc. The ability to reposition the combat tactics area they are currently in at the cost of 1 AP. Critical zone. On the back line. Crit chance. Improvised strategy. The turret's combat gains 1 random unknown stratagem and can use it until the end of combat for 0. Snipey zone. Each ally in the rear. There are no enemies in a 5-cell radius around the ally. There are no enemies in the back line. The first attack of the turn made by every ally in that area costs 1 AP. Enemies in the same combat. Every enemy killed in the frontline area increases all bonuses to combat tactics areas by +1 till the end of combat. Rerolls forced by are made with -15. Willpower resist test forced by overwhelming stratagem. I don't think I have that one. Use the second time. Allies in the effect of stronghold stratagem. Again, I don't have that one either. I don't got that one. Spotify has a new AI DJ, and I've been enjoying it. I see. What kind of music is it? They still haven't fixed the tech use one. For 2 weeks, they still haven't fixed tech use. Their fellowship. High-rolled character has melee. No. Starts their turn adjacent to an ally character. That high-roll character has +2 MP. Ends their turn. And bonus to dodge against the first attack. Psi rating 2. I mean, now that I see that, I have to get it. Fellowship. Alright. If an enemy suffers a critical attack from the assassin, from one of the assassin's allies at the start of the assassin's turn, a new opening is created on the enemy on which the side is closest to the assassin. Each use of aim for the opening on the same target reduces the target's dodge. Whenever the assassin attacks an enemy that is at full wounds, the assassin gains +20% dodge and dodge reduction against that enemy. Every turn, the first use of an assassin ability costs 0 AP. Chance to deal that. Mission opening. Whenever an assassin attacks an enemy with a single target attack, this attack reduces the target's armor and dodge by 10% until the end of the assassin's turn. At the start of the assassin's turn, all enemies that do not have the assassin in their line of sight. It like says things like, next up, here's some of your old favorites, or we are gonna play something vibe with some chill songs every 4 or 5 songs. Pretty fun, actually. I see. Over 10 damage dealt by an assassin attack. That attack also deals +1 direct damage to the same target. That cannot be reduced by the target's parameters or bonuses. Imminent demise. The enemy suffers 1 stack of vulnerable effect. The character suffers plus times 7% more damage from the assassin's attacks. The assassin hits an opening. This is by 3% until the end of combat, and it stacks. Enemy last damage by the assassin suffers the witness effect. The witness does not have the assassin in their line of sight. Okay, lethality heightens. Now the assassin deals 5 or more direct damage to an enemy with a single attack. Me not remembering how assassin works. No allies in 5-star radius. Mortally effective. It's a target with an attack that has 100 lethality or greater. First time around, it immediately regains AP spent. It's 15 lethality, then have any of the following effects: slow, immobilized, or hemorrhage. Well, whenever the assassin hits an enemy without hitting the enemy's opening, the assassin gains a dodge. Each successful dodge grants okay, for the next successful attack. Keeps your distance. Has no more than 1 adjacent enemy. Any enemy that moves into cell adjacent must pass or for prone. Possible and become immobilized. What's all this shit? Soldier in my sights gains additional armor penetration equal to perception. Prescient sight gains additional dodge reduction equal to ballistic skill. Go for that one. And then what did agility do again? Yeah. When a vanguard hits an enemy with an attack of opportunity, that enemy must make a willpower resistance check. On a failed test, vanguard becomes the enemy's priority target. Okay, taunting defense gains 5 plus 2 times toughness. 14 plus 5, 19% parry against enemies that consider the vanguard a priority target. Each stack of unyielding beacon additionally increases armor and parry by 1%. All enemies in 2 slow radius run the except for 5. Minus 5 plus fellowship bonus. Dodge against all attacks except the vanguards. If any of these enemies consider them priority target, it's basically twice as much. Alright. Critical hits deal -15 and less damage to the Vanguard. That's pretty good. While the Vanguard has at least one temporary wound, they gain 5 plus toughness bonus. Nice, nice. Train armor. Allies affected by any of the Vanguard's abilities gain +2 times armor for 1 round. Does not stack. One of the Vanguard's allies into is hit. The Vanguard grants that ally 3 temp wounds, once per round for each ally. Punish the imprudent. Once per round whenever an enemy that considers a priority target enters a cell adjacent to the Vanguard, that enemy provokes an attack of opportunity. Well, the maximum stats when you gains +7 resolve. Before the tipper runes are lost. An attack made by an ally hits the Vanguard for the first time in a round. That attack deals. Okay. Well, the Vanguard has at least one ally in a 2-cell radius. The Vanguard gains parry. All allies affected by the Vanguard's abilities, but not the Vanguard themselves. It's likely to suffer crits. For each enemy that considers the Vanguard's armor increases by 5. Okay. Anti-crit. Sounds good. Also this, unyielding beat. Each attack against the Vanguard grants a +1 stack of that. Each stack increases their result by 1 up to a maximum of 15. All allies that do so radius gain 1/5 of that bonus. Hmm. Eight for 11. Go for the anti-crit. Exploit weakness. Whenever the Archmilitant attacks targets that have their armor reduced by any effect applied by the Archmilitant's allies, the Archmilitant deals +10 damage. When the Archmilitant attacks targets that have their deflection reduced, deals +2 damage. Begins combat with 2 stacks of versatility. Versatility dog. Using an attack that is of a different type from their previous attack, the Arch Militant gains a tank versatility. Types of attacks can be single shot, single melee, area, Gains +5 weapon ballistic for every stack versatility. If the Arch Militant has 4 or more stacks of versatility, the Arch Militant deals an additional blank damage, whichever is highest. Starting with that might be good. Gains a +3 bonus to crit damage for every stack versatility. Gains a bonus to armor for every stack versatility. This stack is capped when the Arch Militant uses cautious approach or confident approach. Attacks targets that have their dodge reduced by any effect. Tank crit. For that. I got called down for dinner. So, we're gonna take a break. Boop. Get that saved. And we're gonna take a break. Boop. I am back. Had ravioli for dinner. Leftovers. It was alright. Not really one of those foods that's like super good as leftovers. We were doing this. Alright. While the Master Tactician's ability work as if the Tactician has 4 more stacks of tactical advantage. Let's go on down to your thingy-ma-whatsers. Only equipped staff. Five. Pressure fire. The allies gain momentum. They gain +1 more. 1% more damage to target with targets with less than 50% wounds, and heals 20% more wounds for targets with less than 50%. I don't have any. Enemy, for every enemy hit. Do that one. And Pascal, Bounty Hunter. When their prey has killed all enemies and have their agility reduced by that. Okay, whenever the bounty hunter scores a critical hit. Was crit. Okay. Enemy is killed by a critical hit scored by that or their ally. Bounty Hunter is attacked in melee range for the first time since the end of their turn. They automatically dodge. A lot of crit stuff for these guys. Bounty Hunter's allies gain that. I'm going to pray that is not being trailed. Now has an unlimited range. It reduces the target's armor by that. Forms a single shot attack. Also, yeah, he's got all of his little arm boys. All right. Save that. Oh.
See, right there. My success was inevitable.
The massive statue depicts one of the gods of the Aldari, an ancient Xenos race that once inhabited vast regions of the galaxy, like millions of years ago, to my understanding. But stepping on the beach, doop 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 doop. Oh,
There will
hold
be
on.
no peace in my
I can
wake.
actually step on the beach. I don't want to do that. Oh, that's a dead aim. No, 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 no.
I have learned much in my exile.
Okay. This ravenous creature, whose hide is pierced with spikes and spines, the skin around the growths is inflamed as if the protuberances, there we go, have appeared recently, causing the creature pain. Aww. Goose.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
You know, keep looking at it, but I still have no idea what it's made of. Oh, there's people here.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Okay. Looks like some kind of bone, except I can't even imagine a living thing that size, let alone believe it exists. Bogle? Alright. Gonna spam. We're gonna spam. We're gonna just like scave some of the fuck out of this 37% chance lore check. I failed. The air around the stone palm, dotted with ancient runes, is thick with the smell of ozone. Figure we could try sawing it open? What if there's something real valuable inside? Load. Save scum. Until we get that success. Hey, we succeeded. The giant stone hand, covered in ancient runes, clearly radiates with warp energy. Faint, but strong enough to make the skin on your face tingle. Gonna wait until they're, dying like exhaust. Figure we could try sawing it open. What if there's something real valuable inside? Don't. I saw what our friends did to the idiot who thought it'd be a good idea to piss on one of these stones' faces. You don't want to be that guy. Yeah, it's probably a bad idea.
What lies beyond?
Go. Don't mind me, just taking your supplies. Hey, buddy. They don't care that I'm here? Okay, they do care. Oh. Is that a gate to the webway? Hi. Aaron. The tall being in a fine long garment turns to you, their face hidden behind the blank visor of their helmet. When they begin to speak, even from a distance, you feel the air around the figure grow cold. Mon Kai, you should not be here. Irilette strides forward, her eyes flashing. Marvin, I am calling you to account. You said that the great danger threatening the Lelathan lurked in the hearts of the Monkai in their greed and ignorance, and all the while another enemy was looming over this world, an enemy whose tracks you should have seen in things to come. Silantresh, she who thirsts, is threatening this road, and you hid it from us? Answer me. Did you or did you not behold our greatest foe in the Lelathan's future? Did you lie to me? After Irilette's words, the two tall Eldari behind Marin start moving. One looks around at the leader, while the other lets out a cry muffled under his visor. The rebel beside you cringes as though the Eldari's speech causes him pain. He strains to say something, but Marin makes an imperious gesture, and the soldier meekly straightens up and salutes, staring at the Xenos with slavish devotion. The robed figure inclines their head, and then they begin to speak. Irilette, the outcast, you left the path that was set out for you. You brought unknown Monkai to our refuge. Now you speak to me with unseemly anger. Your long wanderings far from Krudarak have altered your mind and tainted your sight. gonna be quiet. My wanderings are the path I have chosen for myself. Far from the walls of Krudarak, I have seen and come to know things that no other Eldari could, hidden away in a craft world their entire life. Why do you deny my words about Silanthresh? Is it because you were lying to me and my kin when you showed us the true path? This Elantak was the first person to discover the coming of Silanthresh, one of those whom the Monkai call Chaos Gods. Without her, I would still be deceived by her words about destiny and the true future. I think this is the first time the Chaos Gods have actually been, like, directly referenced. Maybe not. I mean, since Skudi is Sneech stuff. But, like, in dialogue. A malign metaphysical presence composed of psychic energy that exists. Oh, there's no, like, special entry for the Chaos Gods. The gods of chaos are monstrous beings weed from mortal obsessions and fears. These ancient entities of unimaginable power and infinite malice endlessly seek to burst into real space and lay ruin to it and its inhabitants. Monkai revealing paths. It's ludicrous. Monkai bring pain and strife. In our time and for all time. How can you trust a Monkai after what we taught you? After hearing the sorrowful song of the dying world, Maron turns his head towards you. It was not chance that brought Krudarak down. Monkai destroyed our ancient home, stripped us of our defenses, doomed us to wander amidst the cold stars. The colors of these Xenos are painful to behold, but there is just as much pain in their hearts. Or could it be fear? Despair? Cannot tell. The hues are too strange to... Kester flinches and a trickle of blood runs down her cheek. Even Krudarak was destroyed by humans, as you claim. I imagine you gave them a perfectly good reason to do so. Sorry to hear that your home was destroyed, but I wasn't there and know nothing of this calamity. Maran gazes at you intently. If these words had come from an Eldari, I would have believed them, but you are merely a Monkai, a plaything of your own passions. Any emotion that takes hold of your soul can drive out all trace of reason and honor. You are playing with words and avoiding the question. Notes of desperation and rage are creeping into Irlet's voice now. The Lelathan is under threat from our eternal foe, and yet you're more concerned about the presence of the Elantak than the corruption that is flowing through the veins of this world? Did you never consider that your war might simply be hastening Silanthrash's triumph? Perhaps the ruler's servants, in their efforts to protect her, will resort to more and more instruments of corruption. Maran leans down over Irlet, his tone menacing. You left Krudarak in our darkest hour to gratify your ego. You came to us on the Lelathan, and I accepted you as one of our own. I even gave you a real purpose, Irlet the Outcast. And you dare to insult me, a far seer? It was a mistake to let you into our circle. We have turned our efforts to survive into dust with your own hands. I am a child of Assyrian, Maran, not a plaything in the cold hands of fate, which you claim speaks through your mouth. My choice of path is no worse than yours, or any other Eldari's. My path calls me to fight our true enemies, not eradicate the Monkai. If it comes to it, I will stand with them. For this Elantak can see what you are blind to, Farseer. Irlet's eyes are alight with fury. She pointedly lays her hand on her weapon, looking away from the Farseer. My duty is to protect my world and my vassals. If Janus is being threatened by the archenemy, I will fight to the end. I'm willing to help the Eldari defeat the archenemy. first we must deal with the rebellions you have been orchestrating. Perhaps Marin would see a little more if he bothered to pull his head out of his arse. uh, Janice is being threatened by the arch enemy. I will fight to the end. I'm willing to help the Aldari defeat the arch enemy. First, let's deal with these rebellions. Marin turns his head towards you. So Irleth the Outcast has revealed our secret to you. I'm sure you have something to say in that regard, Monkai. If this world is in serious danger, there's no sense in fighting each other. Let's deal with our common enemy together. No iconoclast option? I want to stop the violence on the planet once for all. What have you done to these people? They believe you are their commanders. I've had enough talking. This world is in serious danger. There's no sense in fighting each other. Let's deal with our common enemy together. The name of that danger is Monkai, and I will see to it that the Lelathan is purged of those defiling her face. Then again, there is one way to prove to me that the Monkai truly do care about the well-being of their captured world. Eliminate the ruler of the Monkai sojourning on the Lelathan, and relinquish the governing of this world to me and my kin. The Lelathan herself will stand as surety for our agreement, as will your compatriots who live on it. And the profit that you will gain by tilling the maiden world, Baron tilts his head to the side, our human helpers will replace the leaders of the Monkai, who will be the ones who govern the Lelathan from the shadows. Putting a Xenos at the head of the Imperial planet is suicide. It is my guarantee that the planet's inhabitants will be safe. You have the word of the child of Assyrian, who venerates life far more than any of you. What is more, Monkai, I have not the slightest desire to inflict harm upon the Lelathan, that land of the Aldari ancestors. Marin says nothing for a few moments, then adds, mocking, suppose my demands can be considered a gift for the likes of you. You could not wish for anything better than Aldari stewards to rule over Monkai without bloodshed. We have quite a few iconoclast options now. What have you done to these people? They believe you are their commanders. The Monkai believe they are serving fellow members of their tribe, their wise and noble chiefs. My gift is potent enough to ensure that the Monkai hiding in these forests see us as humans rather than children of Assyrian, and see your primitive structures rather than the traces of our kind. Come to your senses, servant of the God Emperor. Throw off this cursed fog of sorcery and stand with me against the Xenos, against these enemies of humanity. I don't want to do that. Can't convince your kinsman, but I know you're on my side. Help me save the Lelathan from the true enemy. And then let's see, I don't want any more blood, neither yours nor ours. You have my permission to take Janice and its inhabitants into your charge. So do things another way. I shall grant my protection to this form of alliance between Xenos and representatives of humanity. Together, we shall destroy Vistenza and her associates, and then humans and Aldari will flourish on Janice under my patronage. See, now this one... This one, I'm not sure if it advances the dialogue. I guess we can always save scum if it does. Because otherwise, I want to try going for this my planet. Can't convince you, kinsman, but I know you're on my side. Will you help me save the Lelathon from a true enemy? Irlet seems to freeze for a moment, and then she turns sharply to Marin. Throughout all the cycles that I wandered amidst the stars, I was sure of one thing. Fate can be changed. Cling to your fate, Farseer, but I refuse to follow a blind man who is dooming his kin to a false hunt. I'm going off on my own path, with the Elantak. Marin's voice rumbles like distant thunder. You will not defy your masters and betray the customs of Krudarak again, outcast. Stop treating my path as if it were a curse. Irlet's voice rings out, and barely suppressed rage dawns in her eyes. My path is not a mark of disgrace. It was what saved me from dying along with Krudarak, a death it was doomed to suffer by your empty predictions. You foolish wretch, you've exceeded my patience. Your path ends here and now.
Curious creatures. I wish to vivisect you. Are you ready to die?
Okay. Okay. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to do the, I'm gonna have to do the warp one again. Shit. The warp skill check. Alright. I have a feeling that if I pick the Iconoclast one that I want, where it's like, yeah, we can work together and take out this stanza, but I will rule. I have a feeling that it will also probably lead to combat, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright. We're gonna commit so much heresy. Again, it is such a good thing that I do not bring Heinrich with us.
I beg your pardon.
Or saves coming. I need that XP. There it goes. Quick save after that.
One step at a time.
We go back
Amidst
this
the
way.
madness.
We go this way. Again, that thing's like a thing to the webway, right? Said nothing. Let them continue. down. There's another way. Forget my protection to this form of alliance between the Xenos and representatives of humanity. Together we shall destroy Vistenza and her associates, and then humans and Aldari will flourish on Janus under my patronage. Oh boy. Pascal is like, I do not approve. The statement predicting future success is fallacious. Security dogmas are based on extensive statistical data on confrontations with xeno races, and there have been 0 cases of successful coexistence. Marin stares at you for several seconds. At last he says, an alliance. That is how you interpreted what I said? Then again, if you prefer that word, let us call it an alliance. We will protect the Lilith then, but we will do so without violence. We will work for the interests of our race and our world through trusted Monkai. While we will remain in the shadows of the forest, this will be safer for everyone. If the Lilithan remains in our charge, I am willing to come to an agreement. We will not lose another kinsman, and we will be able to tend to this world, which has suffered so many years under humanity's yoke. As regards the ruling Monkai, Marin makes a strange gesture, and the Aldari behind him take off running into the forest. We will help you. The rebel nods in satisfaction. That's good, that's good. Our commanders should stay in charge. They'll know what to do. They'll know what's best, what pleases the God Emperor. He speaks the last words in a barely audible whisper, wincing as if in pain from a splitting headache. Irlight gives you a long, studying look. Wait, Long Tech. Before you leave these forests forever, take me with you. To the distant suns. Hail the children of Assyria, on the Lilithan is coming to an end, but somewhere out there, among the cold stars of the cosmos that your kind calls the expanse, there are others, deprived of home, lost, suffering. Irlight shuts her eyes, and grief twists her finely sculpted features. We can help one another, Elante. You will be my wings, and I your wounding spear, and your voice of reason should you encounter my kin. If that is still not enough, Irlight thinks for a moment and continues carefully. Promise you a wondrous reward, Elantak. Treasures of my world hidden in the vastness of space, in exchange for the rescue of my kin. If you remain true to your word and do not go back on our covenant. I've already been patient with your kin, and now you're asking for more. Why should I even be concerned with the affairs of Xenos? And your kin from Janus do not object to sending you throne knows where to look for survivors all on your own. And a Xenos to my retinue. Welcome, welcome. It's an honor to welcome an Aldari, a wanderer, into my ranks. We do not lack for boldness. Even your request is worded not as a plea, but a treaty. But I like it, so we have a deal. And your kin? Irlight opens her mouth, but Marin cuts her off. Go on, outcast. Your place is on the meandering roads of space, not among us. Why should I be concerned? Just as the children of Assyrian settled this world you consider yours, my kin have flooded this region of space, desperately trying to survive. They will seek shelter in your demesne, or domain, I think is how that's pronounced. Perhaps even raiding Monkai vessels for supplies and sustenance. I do not wish such a fate for any of my kind, just as I hope you do not wish it for your subjects. It is an honor to welcome an Aldari wanderer into my ranks. The Aldari shifts slightly and lowers her head. A ghost of a smile appears on her lips. My heart sings at the thought of the Lilithans approaching liberation. But we must not rest until Silanthresh's servants still mar the face of the maiden world. And remember your promise, Elantak. When we leave the Lilithan, it will be to go to the distant stars. Marin saw them in his visions. and they sang mournful songs about the fate of my people. And I will fight beside you until the song of the stars turns into a funeral lament. Okay. Again, the Inquisition is going to, like, see the report from this, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Patience.
And, like,
Oh,
that
my
Lord
nerves
Inquisitor
afraid.
really gonna be regretting
Does
giving
something
me
trouble you,
impunity
Lord
to do what I
Captain?
want. Orflac Mark IV. Rate of fire 7. Pistol shot. Damn. Anybody else have a pistol? You have a pistol. You're good at plasma stuff. Alright.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Yeah, something the matter? What is this ability you've got on yourself? I await the fulfillment of the vow, Monkai. You end the life of the one who tainted the Lathon with corruption. We have nothing to discuss. The mystical gate to the webway. I was right. As far as you know, the only method of entering the mysterious dimension created by long-forgotten races of old. I do believe
In this
good
tapestry of a
old
world,
Daddy
I
Emperor
am the rogue thread.
tried making his own like way to enter the webway. All right, what about you? Governor gets it, then I could go home. We're gonna do like a hard save. After that, probably should have done a hard save.
What lies
Oh,
beyond?
ship here. All right. Alright. Alright. So that guy's either gonna fucking betray us later on, right? He's gonna go full Slaneshi. Um. Hmm? Okay. Ready for orders, Lord Captain. One character. What is that? Or Rogue Trader. Oh.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Oh, okay. That. Her ladyship.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
The madness. In this room. Void ship. Alright. The door guard bows obsequiously. Another hard save. Boop. I'm kind of curious what happens if I go to do my own. And like a force field. Greetings, your ladyship. How may I be of assistance? I found the rebels' nest, Vistenza. Have you really, your ladyship? And what have you learned? Everything, Vistenza. I know everything. And now you have one chance to beg for mercy. Let's not waste time on meaningless chatter, Vistenza. You are a servant of the arch-enemy. Xenos were responsible for the uprising. I let them live. It's not your concern, Vistenza. You have a far worse problem to deal with. Vistenza gasped in astonishment. What? No. It is beneath the dignity of a governor to squirm so pathetically, Vistenza. Vistenza clenches her teeth so hard you hear a crack. I, daughter of House Viat, governor of Janus, and citizen of the Imperium, serve no one other than the Emperor and the Von Valankius dynasty, and what you are accusing me of is merely a tool at my disposal. Oh, ho, ho. Damn, she self-destructed quick. A tool that I have the power and courage to use. Do you think ordinary methods would have been enough to tame this demented planet? No. My family struggled for decades to subdue Janus once and for all, and it was all in vain. But loyal servants of those families who have resided on Janus for centuries helped me to unlock a new source of power. Ancient knowledge secretly passed down from generation to generation, accessible to a select few, and which grants power over nature itself. How could I reject it? How could I undo all the work of my predecessors, who were entrusted with Janus, who faithfully served the Von Valankius dynasty, and who, with a madman's obsessiveness, hewed this rock into a stunning diamond? 2 days spent among the initiated was enough for me to start hearing the voices of angels in my ears, angels who gifted me the keys to conquering this world. And before you offend my ears with more accusations or moral admonitions, remember who has dutifully served your dynasty all these years. Remember who has devoted her life to turning Janus into the primary source of wealth in your protectorate. Remember to whom your predecessor entrusted one of her most valuable worlds, without fear of treachery or conspiracy. Without me, without my service, my sacrifice, Janus would be nothing. Theodora knew about your inclination? Did she know? She owned this planet for many decades. She probably did pick up on the local gentry's quirks. But did she ask me outright, as you are doing now? No. Your predecessor was much more interested in supplies and tithes, which I provided without fail. You're destroying this world with your own hands. Stenza's eyes narrow. Forgive me for what I am about to say, your ladyship, but you're lying. I'm not blind. I can see how Janus is changing, how it is becoming tamer, more submissive to the will of humanity. Will of humanity or the will of ruinous powers? For Stenza, you are a strong ruler with exceptional aptitude and a talent for making people see things only as you wish. Have you never considered the possibility that someone could do the same to you? Ooh. Oh! Stenza falls silent, and then cries out suddenly, falling to her knees. You see a bloody stain seeping along her back. The companion behind Vistenza brandishes a curved blade. Traitor! The prince saw your treachery. You can die along with the traitor, Vistenza. Oh? Oh? Now I kind of really want to see what that dialogue would have been like if I brought all my companions. No one's concerned about... They're just like, what happened to the governor? Your ladyship? No one's concerned about what just happened to...
My nerves are frayed.
No freak out, nothing. Nobody coming in being like, yo, what happened? What happened? Okay, I'm gonna make a save here. And then because I'm like really curious. I'm gonna bring the posse with me. Just to see if they have any commentary mainly. If not, then like I'll choose the same dialogue options. But we'll see what happens. My entourage will accompany. Man, if only we had Heinrich with us. The entire time I'd be like, man, it'd be terrible if we had Heinrich with us. And now I'm like, man, I should have brought Heinrich with me. This probably would have added some spicy dialogue here. Let's not waste meeting this chatter, arch enemy. Ah, you have woven your web of deceit in vain. You can no longer hide behind the veil of ignorance. Medea has seen the evidence of your deeds, heard the cries of the tormented Lalathon, walked amidst the decay that you brought to the maiden world. Enough of your lies, chaos wretch. Irelette, Stenza exclaims breathlessly. How dare you, you filthy vermin? I will have you flayed for that outburst. Your ladyship, what is going on? The colors are darting to and fro like startled shadows. The colors know that they are the veil that stands between the soul and the truth. If the veil falls, all will turn red and purple. Even now, I can already see the muted purple seeping through. But enough of Stenza. But if you wish me to repeat myself, we know that your loyalties lie with the ruinous powers. That one. Alright. Alright, yeah. Pascal's vox emits a pensive hiss. Behold, proof of why knowledge must remain in the hands of the worthy. Many lay people are capable of possessing it, but a wise mind that is not bound by oaths of obedience to the Omniscience is vulnerable to corruption and free thinking, even more vulnerable than the mind of an ignorant commoner. What more proof do you need, Elantak? The Monkai has confessed to her handiwork. Theodora knew about your inclination? Did she know? You are destroying this world with your own hands. Forgive me. What are the other options? This world possesses a soul that your patron is trying to destroy, and without which Janus will become barren. When was the last time you left the estate, Vistenza? Take one look at the jungles of Janus, and you'll see that whatever you may have thought you were doing for the good of the planet, you're actually killing it. You will immediately put to death everyone connected with your sorcery, and you will strike this vile chapter from your mind forever. It's the order from your overlord, Vistenza. Okay. The will of humanity, or the will of the ruinous powers. Vistenza, you are a strong ruler with exceptional aptitude and a talent for making people see things only as you wish. Have you never considered the possibility that someone could do the same to you? Oh. Okay. Alright, got a little bit of spicy dialogue there.
They will
Pages.
see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
Who's my demolitions expert now? 45, 60, 80. It's like, just know you.
The light of terror shines for us.
G. What is this? Bolt pistol. Oh. Oh, this is a warp trap. What is this? A sister battle? Saint or something? Oh. 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 Found the orgy room.
Ooh, how intriguing.
Home of Excess. Grants plus 10. But the wielder suffers more turns from psychic and navigator powers.
What lies beyond?
Secret Chambers guard. Some goods over there. Demonette. Really just back here summoning fucking demons. What is this? That's some fucking heresy right there. statue.
This galaxy is my playground.
Oh, there's a few demonettes.
My Auspex records your wickedness. Prepare for disposal.
You dare cross the faithful?
I wanted to see if, like, a dialogue or something would be triggered or not. Okay. If no dialogue triggered, then we shall instead trigger death.
Oh, another annoyance.
Stand your ground.
Did not trigger death. Have a wand. Shoot there. Alright. Alright, how many demonettes are there? Just 2 of them? Alright, alright, alright. Good feeling that they're probably gonna be in there. Boop. Maid of Honor has like the most bullshit going on. We're getting Abelard all up
A
in
wicked
there.
thought.
Always like that. Always like that. Yum. Got cover. Hell yeah. Oh! Oh no! Ooh!
My path does not end here.
Ooh,
Blessed are
falls.
those who sacrifice for the Imperium.
Okay, we're fucked. We're fucked. Maybe starting right here was not the best place to start.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Too confined. Too close to one another.
Curiosity sings in my veins. The stars are my canvas, and anarchy is my brush. Oh, what an amusing attempt at defiance!
For the Emperor!
Now we're a bit more spread out. Crap.
Schemes within schemes. What if...
One. Oh, me when I notice that.
Yet iron knows no pain.
Okay. Q. I like how these dudes are still just chilling. Like they don't give a fuck. If I were to do that.
My soul sings in ecstasy.
I'll do it.
We do that. And we do that. Ah. One demon dominated. What is this? Steady superiority. Until the end of the Archmage can make one additional attack each turn. Okay. Including one additional attack on the turn this heroic act was used. The first attack after using this ability and each turn afterward costs 0 AP. Good. Love that. Just so now we can see what this about. that, huh?
Pain cleanses the body.
Is this do shove?
To the brink of agony.
Request approved.
That's not good. Okay.
Indeed. It will be done.
Can't do that, huh? Oh, thanks for taking out your ally.
I have read tomes of military tactics.
Always fucking do that. Always fucking do that.
If I may,
You do it.
you cannot change this path.
There we go. Fuck yeah. I don't love our agenda. Okay. Oof, she's too far away. Fuck. There.
I move swiftly to strike.
Opening.
I understand your intent.
Cover efficient.
This tedium is beneath me. No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Getting there.
Doubt is for the weak. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Fuck yeah. Alright. What is that? Alright, Abelard. You can't like get you up or anything, can I? No.
I will do my duty.
Crap. I always forget to do sworn enemy.
Gray hair, sure hair.
High momentum.
Hmm? Oh. Make it easier for me to hit him? A little bit. Come on. Ooh, we got him. Yeah.
I won't sully myself with that.
No line of sight.
I refuse.
Alright. Irlet lowers her weapon, but her shoulder remains tense. She finally catches her breath, shaking her hair out of her face in a fluid motion, and looks at you. You have done your duty, Elantak. From now on, the Lalathon has hope for the future. Future without Thresh and her followers. This world has yet to be cleansed. But there is time for everything. Now is the time to thank you. Irlet bows her head slightly. Oh, that's the last I'll hear about cultists on Janus. You are hoping in vain. The seeds these spawn leave behind may sprout in 100 years. in other people and other deeds. I pray that I am wrong. She turns to her gaze on you. What about you, Elantak? Will you return to the skies, to the blackness amidst the stars, to seek a way through the gloom and tread the paths of more and more new worlds? Will we ever meet again? I hear a yearning in your words. Why don't you come with me on my travels? I could use a good markswoman. I will most likely return to Janus in the future. I must keep an eye on my worlds. I'm leaving Janus, and I hope never to see you or your brethren ever again. I hear yearning in your words. Why don't you come with me on my travels? I could use a good markswoman. Irlet straightens up to her full height. Go with you. Yeah, you were literally saying stuff like this before. She purses her lips, considering something. Perhaps that way I could search for traces of my kin who survived the destruction of our world, or even find out the cause of their deaths. Well, Elantak, since your will supersedes human laws on Xenos, and I will face no reprisals while I am by your side, I accept your offer. Alien friend. So, like, what are y'all doing? Y'all just vibing? Chilling? I feel like I should probably kill them. Vintage Almanac, Golden Decay, Void Sweat Ale. That's a name for a drink. Void Sweat. Oh. Just regular bolter. Flak armor. Okay. Sinister Diary. Grants a plus 20 bonus to lore warp and a minus 10 penalty to willpower resistance checks. That's spooky. What is this? Profane blades. Confiscating the fuck out of that.
Patience.
We
My nerves afraid.
wash that up.
Oh, a tantalizing anomaly.
Oh, here, that. For that. Combs bound in human leather. Preserved demonette claw. So much Sylvaness shit. Book. Ophilius Delanor notes on the nature of aristocracy. Long. To be an aristocrat is to exist in a higher state of being without a doubt. Each of us is born to realize one supreme purpose, to lead humanity to perfection through our example, perfection which the lesser beings have forgotten in the endless cycle of war and service. Only by attending to their physical, intellectual, and spiritual needs can aristocrats fully devote themselves to that for which they were born. Creative passions, whether that be the fine arts, the written word, government, or other more refined spheres of worldly knowledge. An aristocrat's passion is in itself a virtue and the highest good. An aristocrat must satisfy these needs by any means open to them. Nothing stimulates a weary mind like fine amasec, a good flogging, or enjoyment of carnal pleasures with women, men, and animals. Wait, what? What? Huh? In the thrill of passion, an aristocrat is at liberty to torture or maim the object of their desire. If the clergy frown upon such an act, repent, atone for the apostasy with jewels, and forgive them with closed minds. For only an aristocrat is given to understand that such acts are in service of a grand purpose. Should an aristocrat deliberately curtail their own desires in some way and fail to appreciate the gifts granted them as one of nature's higher beings, then in what way do they differ from the dust beneath one's feet, from the mindless beast, or from the crude, deceitful, useless rabble? Such a pretender is an agonizing stain on our noble society, and it behooves every true aristocrat to return our lost brother to the fold, or to stamp out his contemptible life as gladly as we might crush a vexatious bug beneath our boot. That's some heresy shit right there. What is this? Power grippies. Plus 10 strength. Got them grippers. Crippled leg. Oh no. Nutrislurry, hallowed fingerbone charms, motive force conductor, night shroud layering, plastic crystal core, xeno artifacts, strands of monofilament wire. This. Not to tell. But begets heresy.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Wait, hold on. That's a demon. That's a demon. Need to get rid of these paintings,
In
man.
this tapestry of a world,
That's a big old demon.
I am the rogue threat.
It's just a bunch of demons, literally. Nothing but pictures of demons. The secretary shaking terror, looking around at the devastation. Your ladyship, what happened? Where is Lady Vayat? She's right there. At my feet. Secretary stares at Irilet in horror. His face twists, but he cannot seem to get out a single word. Vistenza Vayat has been executed as a traitor to the Imperium. Her accomplices must be found and put to death immediately. Vistenza Vayat has tragically perished at the hands of perfidious traitors to the Imperium who infiltrated her inner circle. She must be avenged. Hunt down and execute the conspirators. Don't ask questions. The answers are no concern of yours. You will receive all future instructions from my authorized representatives. Out of the way. Okay, so I like how one of these options is like, she's a fucking traitor, kill her accomplices. And the other one is like kind of doing her a bit of kindness, like a bit of a service, like being like not just absolutely destroying her reputation. Hunt down and execute the conspirators. Her accomplices must be found and put to death immediately. So there isn't a whole lot of devastation in this particular room, at least. Traitor. Oh no! Heresy! Heresy on Janus! Secretary makes a protective gesture over himself. May the God Emperor watch over us. Whatever the governor did, I had no knowledge of it. We'll root out those who colluded with her right away. Secretary begins to speak, but thinks better of it, instead choosing to step aside and bow his head as you pass.
What lies beyond?
Alright. Governor. Your lady, you are safe. What a relief. And for an occasion.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
So, like, do I need to go back to the laddies? The Aldari? Reading orders regarding the fate of this realm.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Okay. Undervoid ship. That one tech priest. Over here, if I remember correctly. Gone.
Ah, one step at a time, amidst the madness.
Wise. Helicos, Epsilon. We now have control over the granaries of Janus. The promise to help, the promise of help given to the liege of Footfall Vladim Takara can now be fulfilled should the rogue trader so desire. Send provisions to Footfall, giving its inhabitants new hope and asserting their right to rule over the station. Do not send supplies to Footfall, allowing the righteous Incendia Corda to restore imperial order on the lawless station. Wow. Whatever it is. You will gain profit factor 5. I will gain... What is the heretical one? I'm, like, curious. Send the provisions. The inhabitants of Footfall Station will praise the rogue trader. I got a bleep bloop. Jungle Heat, it was called. The inhabitants of Footfall Station will praise the rogue trader who spared them the painful choice between starvation and succumbing to the reign of Incendia Corda. To welcome the new rogue trader, the Adeptus Mechanicus's planetary office brought to the ship an offering of several versatile macro combines, ancient machines whose carcasses had been found on Janus and carefully restored. The sacred steel titans will serve the Von Valankis dynasty. I'm lost. Princes. Okay. Many planetary aristocrats have stained themselves with incompetence and lost their titles. A new nobility of chem princes will be created out of subjects who prove capable in sciences and governance. Those who succeed in wisely managing their agri-complex fiefs, strictly maintaining obedience among the commoners, and increasing the output of rare organic chemicals will keep their positions. Alright, so we get Tears of Repentance. All creatures that enter the area of effect created by this grenade must pass a holy shit. Must pass toughness, strength, and willpower tests with a minus demolition divided by 2 penalty. On a failed toughness test, the target becomes blinded for 2 rounds. On a failed strength test, slowed for 2 rounds. On a failed willpower test, disturbed for 2 rounds. Increases security by 1, chemicals and provisions by 1. Is what? Right there. Numerous substances contain remarkable powers. Magi alchemists know how to awaken such powers, and the fruits of this labor are highly sought after by skilled artisans, wise healers, and harsh purgers of corruption. Alright, provisions. Whether made from corpse starch, plant matter, or fermented fungal mold, these rations provide colonists with sustenance needed to work for the good of the Imperium. And then security. Ultra Requisitors. In the days of the mutiny, many among Janus's pampered nobility fled the planet. They are to be replaced with more enterprising servants. A small but ambitious Requisitor syndicate belonging to the Casbalica mission has contacted the Rogue Trader with a lowly request to entrust the governance of Janus to them. With Vladimir Takara pushing all of his competitors out of the cold trade, the old Requisitors are hoping to change their line of business and become dignified aristocrats serving House von Valankius. Profit factor 1, complacency 1, xenotech. Okay, Starblight. A Drakari weapon. Okay. And then Sophocracy, so rule of the wise. Janus is ailing, and who better to cure it than the sage janitors of the Magos Biologus. Management of the agri-complexes will be taken away from the aristocrats and handed over to the servants of the Omnissiah, who will synchronize their operations for the benefit of the planet. Pelexium stimulant grants a +10 bonus to strength, toughness, and agility, and inflicts a -10 penalty to intellect, perception, and willpower for 2 rounds. We get efficiency and a shit ton of provisions. Affects the amount of resources produced by the colony, increasing it by 10% for each point of efficiency. Alright. Efficiency, complacency, and speed of project, increasing and decreasing them by 10% for each point of complacency, respectively. Okay. Alright, I think I'm gonna go with this. I love me some Adeptus Mechanicus, boys. And efficiency sounds good. Just methane mechanisms. And we get like a replenishing 5. Alright, let's see what the next one. The reaping. Not even the sprawling agri-complex of Janus can cover the whole of the planet's fertile expanse. Gargantuan tracked mega-harvesters will come to their aid. They will wander the planet for months, each one operated by its assigned clan of serfs who are born, live, and die in the bowels of these great machines. These giants will reap harvests with their toothed jaws, break open the soil with their plasteel plows, and drink the swampy lowlands dry with their thirsty hydro pumps spewing the water forth down upon the arid hills. Secret of the Winter Scales. Legend has it that House Winterscale holds the secrets of gas factoriums, workshops in which tons of organic raw materials pass through fermentation vats, hot rollers, and pressure exhausts to yield valuable chemicals. This sacred technology could enable Janus to produce enormous volumes of promethium. However, only the most skillful and the highest paid smugglers will be up to the task of stealing this treasure. Blood and Nethium. What does this give? 1 profit factor, 5 provisions. A cure for sloth. Oh boy, drugs. Since the grimy masses are so lazy, a wise lord will add substances to their daily communion that ensure obedience and diligence. Once purified and distilled, these truly miraculous plant-based chemicals will make a commoner forget their fatigue and their purposeless pastimes. And once their body is burnt out and withered, they will simply be replaced by a new worker. Holy shit. Science of virtue. All of the corruption on Janus originated in the sophistries of unholy scholars. Reverend Hieronymus Doloroso, a preacher of the cult of Saint Drusus, is going to visit Janus to perform the procedure of blessed delimitation of the agro-complexes and demarcation of the irrigation systems. Instead of relying on the advice of godless janitors, he will be guided by the wise examples set in hagiographies of the saints, the teachings of righteous scriptures, and the pious sacred geometry of the iconographers. May faith triumph over the sophistication of soulless metal. Efficiency, -1 efficiency. Boo. Psi rating is increased by 1 against demons, for each rank of dogmatic. Rose of Samarkand. Hidden plantations will allow the production of hallucinogenic poisons that sting the victim's very genes. Pollen of the Unreal. Deals 10 to 15 toxic damage with 20% armor penetration, 20% dodge reduction. It immediately provokes each character in the area of effect to attack the nearest ally. Oh boy. Okay. The Magos Biologos, custodians of Janus's sacred irrigation plants have taken an interest to the unique substances discovered on the planet. If provided with the resources of erecting a chapel, they will delve into the mysteries of chem synthesis, which can turn deadly toxins into the basic substance needed for life-saving Medicaid kits. That sounds nice. Dark Sages. Not all servants of the Omnissiah firmly adhere to the catechism of maintenance and operation. The Malatex are defrocked clergy and other similar outcasts who wander the coroner's expanse in pursuit of undesirable knowledge, teetering on the brink of a schism. A protector who gives them shelter, safety, and resources for their research will earn their gratitude. The Casbalica mission has connections among the Malatex and can secretly assemble an entire coven of the unholy sages on Janus, so they may intrepidly study the mysterious Xenos artifacts found in abundance in the world. I like this one. Because, like, you know, we just get... Quantity of this item is periodically replenished up to a maximum of 5. See, that just sounds nice. Right. Forest Fortress. The inhabitants of Janus are restless. The populace may be placated by turning agro-complexes into impenetrable fortresses. Mechanized servants. The inhabitants of Janus are restless. The Adeptus Mechanicus are ready to run experiments on serfs to create improved enforcers for the defense of the agro-world. Xeno defense, I like that one. The inhabitants of Janus, the Malatex may prepare for the coming storm by studying Xeno artifacts and using them in the construction of weapons. All enemies suffering from burn, toxin, or bleeding suffer a minus 30% penalty to dodge. Centuries ago, liturgies of assembly and first ignition were held on Yavagami for majestic steel monstrosities, all crushing mountain tunnelers, mighty cargo haulers. This virtuous craft is lost now, but Adeptus Mechanicus artisans can revive it. Then, once again, the triumphant calls of klaxons will shake the Cornus expanse. Fuck does that? All allies deal plus 5% more damage to Xenos. Magestadt. Okay. Eldari in distress. Pass. Ground twin system is of a particular interest to the ground trader. This Belantis. Rebel base. You can talk to them. They'll even be out here. Perfect.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
More bees.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Oh, they're not here. Oh, they're not here. Are they gonna be here then? When in doubt, save. Saw them again. Horrible, unnatural creatures they were. Quiet, quiet. A very keen hearing. Best not to talk that way about the rogue trader's new favorites. It's been a while since Vistenza vanished and these creatures started appearing in our settlements. Surprised we haven't heard any reports of crimes against humanity yet. We got a nice little alliance going on. Maybe they're not here to hurt us? As far as I know, the agri-complexes are running. Supplies are being shipped out. Life is just as it was before.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Your ladyship Medea von Valankis, Rogue Trader. So we can... She's under control, your ladyship.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Oh. I'm like, oh, they finished rebuilding that. No, they did not.
What lies beyond?
Aquilus.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Like
They will
Maurin
see.
just gonna be
Oh
like
yes, they all
in
will
here.
see.
No. See no sign of Xenos. Back to the ship. I'll head back to Footfall as well. With the last of that stuff. Coming out flash steel. Okay. Opus Platinum, Silence of Mare Saget, Celestial Prophecy. Where, Java. I don't know where that is. Huh. Go to the bridge. Got any happenings going on in the bridge? Nothing. Fox spirits never have anything to say. Sanch. Listen, listen. Did you see it? See it? The Xenos. I did. Isn't it something? I can't remember Lady Theodora ever keeping one of them on board so brazen. And we have an Inquisitor. It was an incident in the officers' quarters, a healer. Yeah, they didn't even lock up the beast. I wonder why. They delivering it to the Mechanicus to be vivisected? Or maybe to Footfall to be sold? I'm not gonna sell... my alien friend.
Greetings.
Your ladyship. Scared to talk to
Lord
Ablard.
Captain.
Or not Ablard. Heinrich. Alright, Heinrich. You and your cool shades that I've got on ya.
You have my complete attention.
God damn. You have the option to just have the Inquisition take out Era like 2. The only reason he's not saying anything is because of their goddamn like treaty, like agreement we've got. It like stands out from her surroundings like a Janusian jungle tree in a garden of manicured topiary. Unsettling beauty and alluring otherness. In her posture, her gestures, her piercing stare radiate from the Aldari. All this buzz with rumors about Xenos ravaging the sector. You think it could be your kin from Krudarak?
Is that snake venom seeping from your lips? We, the children of Azurian, are no strangers to the art of war. We are not raiders, or butchers, or least of all, fools. When a craft world is beset by calamity, its inhabitants do not start a war with every monkey in the sector. If you are looking for enemies, look for them elsewhere.
Okay. What happened to your homeworld?
It is a mystery as inscrutable as the sigh of the last immortal. As deep as the waters of a dark ocean. And I can tell you little, for I was far away, on a mission with my unit. We returned at the appointed hour, but we did not find Krudarak in its celestial harbor. It happened many turns ago. Or standard years, as you say. But I remember that moment as if it happened this very day. The memory of a loss is always stronger than the memory of a gain. Especially when you lose something as significant as a home. Or an entire world. We searched. We called out. We looked everywhere. But we saw only emptiness. And the echo of calamity. Countless days passed before I found myself on the Lilithon and met some of my kin. Those refugees who had barely managed to reach our ancestral planet. Their stories were far from being the fruit of truth I so badly craved. Those who agreed to talk to me were few, for most saw me as a wayward daughter who had spurned the honorable paths. And they would not stop babbling about the terrible disease that spread black tendrils of pain over the paths of the Infinity Circuit and deadened our world one segment after another. The ones who survived fled in fear, and wandered between the stars until the Lilithan's warm light reached out to some of them.
What the fuck is an infinity circle? The crystalline psychoactive matrix that supplies a well of psychic power to an Eldari craft world and provides a massive ancestral mind to advise and guide the Eldari who dwell within it. So it's like an AI thing. Like an AI thingamajigger. Funny words, alien lady.
Some, like Muaran, lay the blame entirely on Monkey. However, I do not know the truth, but I hope, oh, I desperately hope and pray to the gods that someday it will be revealed to me.
What the heck is an infinity circuit?
Is idle curiosity a defining feature of the Monkey? Or are you trying to learn about the weaknesses of my people so you can destroy another world of the children of Asurion? Forgive me, Elentark, but I am not ready to immerse you in the font of my people's deepest mysteries.
Irla regards you with an inquisitive look. What was your world like before it fell?
Cruderak cannot be described in your language. It can only be sung, encased in a filigree of sounds, a melody as complex and delicate as the Infinity Circuit, its energy network. It can be seen in the golden hues of sunlight, felt in the breath of celestial winds. Though it was an artificial world, it was just as alive as any real planet. But I must see clearly. Not only light, but also shadows. I yearn to remember only Cruderak's beauty, but it had a dark side too. My world was isolated for too long. Like a lake of stagnant water, there was no movement or renewal, and even the sweetest outbursts of life soon turned fetid. Who knows? Who knows? Had there been no stagnation, had our elders not been so blind in their dogmatism and our youths not lacking in courage, then perhaps Cruderak would still be alive even now?
Hear that sighs heavily. Feels bad, man. How do your craft worlds even work?
Is idle curiosity a defining feature of the Monkey? Or are you trying to learn about the weaknesses of my people so you can destroy another world of the children of Asurion?
No.
Forgive me, Elentark, but I am not ready to immerse you in the font of my people's deepest mysteries.
Can you tell me about the history of the Eldari?
I am afraid your life is too fleeting, and your memory too feeble to encompass the entirety of my knowledge. My people ruled the stars when yours did not even have a name. But many of our songs and stories were lost, stolen by she who thirsts. I can tell you the children of Asurion lived, created, caressed the stars as if they were pearls on a string, until Cylon Thresh smothered our empire in her terrifying embrace.
She who thirsts. Under return for the Chaos God Slanesh. Okay.
Different branches of the Eldari chose different paths to salvation. My ancestors chose an eternal journey through the starry void, living on craft worlds instead of real planets. We rescued countless wonders from the days before, but far from all. You saw this on the Lilithan. Not even we can always master the gates our ancient ones built. This is the story of the Asuriani. There are branches that chose a different path, gruesome and frightening. But I do not wish to tell you about them. That is our dark side, just as your kin have many dark sides of their own.
She's talking about Drukari there. After a brief pause, she added that thing about the Drukari. Keep mentioning she who thirsts. What can you tell me about her?
Why ask this question? Is it idle curiosity, or something else? Do not turn your thoughts towards Cylon Thrash, whatever your motive. She is downfall. She is hunger. She is the enemy of all that is good in the universe. She is an enemy to the Eldari, and I hope to you as well.
Irlet's eyes grow dark. She stresses the last words, looking at you inquisitively. As gods are the enemies of the Imperium, which means they are my enemies. Be sure of that.
We are as different as starlight and its reflection in a muddy puddle. But we share a common enemy. Constancy is our strength.
Irlet tilts her head. Learn what I wanted to know, you have my gratitude.
As you wish, Elontark.
What do you think's happening on Janus right now?
The Lilithon is purifying herself of the corruption brought by the servants of Cylon Thrash. Gardens and birds, animals and people. Many are gone forever, and even more are corrupted beyond healing. But the Lilithon is stronger. This world will live.
That's good,
My
that's
kin
good.
are probably still looking for a means to enter the webway. May the Lilithon spirit aid them in this endeavor. Beyond the gate lies salvation, and perhaps even knowledge about the fate of Krudarok and the remaining survivors.
Webway, an extra-dimensional space, also known as Labyrinth Dimension, which links worlds, sectors, and stars from one end of the galaxy to another. Now, Dari prefer this sophisticated and mysterious method of travel across the stars, using special gates to access the network. Yet nowadays, the Webway has become a dark labyrinth of tunnels and portals where a wrong turn or pathway can lead a traveler to their doom. Why did you agree to join me? Is it not strange for an Aldari to be following a human?
The outcasts my path led me to had a saying. Let me translate it for you. If you fall off a cliff, grab the roots and do not ask if they belong to a weed or a noble rosebush. You are the root I grabbed, Elontark, because I fell off a cliff. My homeworld is gone. My kin are either dead or hiding no one knows where. By joining forces with you, I may be able to nurture a seedling of the truth I so deeply yearn for.
For a second, Irlet's expression changes. She almost grins before continuing in earnest. Let me ask you a few personal questions.
What do you wish to talk about?
How did you come to be on Janus?
The children of Asurion sought shelter on the Lilithon after the demise of our craft world, our Krudarok. I arrived later, looking for traces of my kin and hoping to learn the fate of my world. They witnessed the baneful ignorance of your breed and began to weave a web of their own intrigues in which I played the role of Vistenza Viat's aide. And then you appeared.
Alright, tell me about yourself. Who were you before you came to Janus?
I followed my path. Do you know what a path is to the children of Asurion?
Absolutely not.
It is more than a chosen, what do you call it, craft. The path is how each of us moves through the labyrinth of existence, inside and out, in life and in spirit. It is both a journey and a fortress. It protects us from she who thirsts. To stray from the path is to fall into her dark embrace.
Irlet almost chants, each word full of sacred meaning.
The first path I walked was the path of awakening. It granted me the ability not merely to look, but to see, and to take notice of what I saw. My second path could have been that of a warrior, But I chose differently. For the ability to see called me beyond the boundaries of my homeworld. Though not everyone was pleased by this decision, I stepped onto the path of the outcast. I gained the freedom to choose, to question, to doubt where the others merely bow before the wisdom of a Farseer who dictates the will of destiny. And I will follow my path until I reach its pinnacle.
What is it like for you being on my ship?
It feels like I am in the belly of a bird with steel wings. Cold and unliving, but stubbornly blazing through the dark. It lacks life with its light and beauty, but although your vessel cannot even remotely be compared to a craft world, I feel strangely satisfied. We, the Assyriani, are born and dwell on craft worlds. To find myself on a moving world again, even one such as yours, is a source of much joy.
Reminds me of the Quarians, like the flotilla fleet. And like how like Tali was like super anxious whenever she wasn't on like the ship. Or like when she was like shipless, like during her pilgrimage. I thank you for
The
your
words
answer.
of truth sound like music. This is what our people say.
What about your kin and your homeworld?
I refuse to discuss this with a monkey. We are but traveling companions who happen to be following the same road among the stars. Do not even try to get under my skin. It will not work.
Alright. Noted. I'm gonna wait speed.
All right, let's hear what... In the cradle of your ancestors, a black dragon hungers, cunning and spitting venom. Many paths lead from home, but only one leads back to it. Black and full of sorrow. When you start along the path, make haste. Make haste. Another road. The road begins at the threshold of the expanse and leads to the bowels of the emerging world. Reading the threads of fate is not meant for you, slave of the enthroned corpse. Step into the embrace of doom, for thus was it preordained by the architect of fates.
Adira turns gray and begins gasping for breath. A foreign voice tears its way out of her rasping throat with the deep, heavy rumbling of a distant avalanche.
That wasn't me.
I know.
I swear on everything that's holy. I don't know what the second road is or who watches over it, but I beg you, stay away from it.
Adira sucks in a breath and coughs. Something pale and wriggling flies out of her mouth and hits the floor. White maggots that immediately melt and turn to smoke. Bowels of the emerging world.
Of course. Always at your service. Whenever... I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. Of course.
Marriage a bit weird.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Shireen? Oh.
Right. Alright. The tranquility of the warp jump was disturbed by reports of frightening sounds and visions that descended upon the crew. Hundreds of people reported knocking and screaming behind the bulkheads of the void vessel. The sounds of nails scratching against the hull and the elongated Aldari-like shadows thrashing about the long hallways. The phenomena were most prominent in the far corner of the officer deck, where the new Lord Captain's companion, named Ireland, had made her home. The ship left the hostile immaterium and returned to real space. That was spooky. That was a bit spooky. See if the project here is done. Desert World, Rocket World, Burning World. Like Step World or something. Oh. Lord Captain, there is conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from the Winterscale Dynasty's domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the ascetic Nicomedes Cephas, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. Pilgrims revering Cephas' rival, Philip Jimenez of Maltby, claim Cephas to be a thief who had stolen the relics of Saint Cognatius and disturbed the sacrament of his resting place to sate his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at their heretical statements and the desecration of the ascetics' burial site. Who is this Nicomedes and Philip Jimenez? What is the issue here? Saint Nicomedes Cephas is a missionary who arrived in the Expanse alongside the founders of the Order of the Hammer, offering them valuable guidance for colonizing Foulstone. He converted many worlds to the Imperial Creed, but his most famous feat was his search for the burial site of the legendary preacher Saint Cognatius, who conquered the Expanse thousands of years ago, leaving behind a score of relics. Cephas was able to track down some of those relics. The order was named after the power hammer of Saint Cognatius' pious charge. Philip Jimenez of Maltby is a priest from the Winterscale domain. He preached in the same name as Nicomedes Cephas and denounced him for the false veneration of Saint Cognatius. He believed that Cognatius preached the incomprehensibility of the highest wisdom to the people, and that any attempts to learn it would only lead to heresy. He called the search for Saint Cognatius' burial site blasphemy, and the collection of relics looting and soliciting. In his opinion, the sacred objects should not be congregated in one place, but should find haven across the many worlds. The relics are power, and their aggregation gives way to pride. Say my advisors. By coming to a foreign realm, the Malpians are just demonstrating their insolence. Penance should be imposed on them. We will send them on a pilgrimage to find the relics of Saint Cognatius and to learn the ways of Saint Cephas. In this way, they would be of use for returning the lost relics, and the Order of the Hammer would be satisfied with a just verdict. There was a similar case of belief dispute at the 5th Ophelian Cathedral, and the conflict between the two cults was resolved in sacred duel. 20 champions from each side came forward, both sides vowing to accept the victor's teaching if they lost. I propose to invoke the cathedral's edict and settle the dispute in the same way. They believe that their faith is superior. Then let them prove it. Subject them to a severe test of faith. If they survive it, they will have proven their steadfastness. Even if the Order of the Hammer does not accept their arguments, it would be easier for them to recognize the newcomer's right to interpret the way of St. Cognatius if they prove it with their own blood and pain. +1 security, +1 complacency, and a power sword. Power. For swords. Okay. Pretty good. Bringing forth representatives and trying to negotiate some form of coexistence. 1 efficiency +1 of that. Okay. This one. Malpian Shroud. One of the wearer deals damage with a melee attack. They gain plus toughness plus 3 times iconoclast level temporary wounds. The wielder's melee attacks deal an additional plus 2 temporary wounds divided by 2 damage. That would actually be very good for Abelard. Display impressive zeal. I charge the Order of the Hammer to welcome 100 of the new arrivals into their ranks. Let them learn from one another's ways and come to accept this distinct path towards the reference of Cognatius. What does complacency do again? Do Heinrich's thing. Severe test of faith. That just gets us the item, but like no stat. Let's go with Heinrich's. Heinrich is right. Let us send the most zealous ones on a repentant pilgrimage to retrieve the relics. They will not cause us any more trouble. Several thousand refugees have been sent on a pilgrimage of penance to search for the relics of Saint Cognatius. Many believe that it was just a way to get rid of these inconvenient people. The Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for their protection and staying true to their agreements. And finished. Profit factor 2. Alright, level 2 time, baby. Okay. How many projects can we have? Indulgences for touched by holiness. For the board. Indulgences for sale. Dirty bureaucracy. Unquenchable greed. Bonfires of righteousness, good tidings. Frequency of faith. All allies gain 3 plus for their dogmatic rank. I don't have that. If an arrow shows an enemy with charge, this ability has no down. On Firestone, the faithful are brimming with fanatical zeal. Their faith commands them to exterminate the subhumans, the mutants, and the weak of faith in their midst. Then they must travel to other worlds with the Protectorate to continue the holy cleansing. I don't like that. I don't like that. Blocks the Cemetery of the Faithful. The souls of the crewmen laid to rest in the send blessings. And flagship gains plus 5 and bonus to evasion. Okay. Like we get quite a lot of things. Shut down the... okay. Zoop. And WS. My apologies, Lord Captain. The forces report that your pet Eldari is in a foul mood and is moving toward the captain's bridge. We didn't dare to stop her, but I expect that you will have a difficult conversation ahead of you. What happened? Spinny chair.
Please spare me a brief moment of your time, Elantak.
Irelet quietly appears beside the throne, exhaustion and anger set upon her brow.
Azurion knows that I do not care about the curious glances of Monkey. I grew inured to them back in the blossoming gardens of the Lilithon. They curse me from afar. They follow my every move. They ward themselves against me. Let them. After all, what can be done with such weak-minded, primitive creatures? And still, one monkey stunt has caused the cup of my patience to spill over. She dared to approach me, to speak to me, and touching my hand, she suggested that we withdraw somewhere private. She wanted... Morag. The mere memory of it stirs up a tempest in my soul.
Irelet touches her spirit stone and her face twists with genuine disgust. Oh no. She got hit on. I'm guessing by that reaction to it, though, she is asexual. Were you truly so offended by it? Fraternizing with Xenos? Unspeakable heresy. Show me to this mad woman, and I shall see that she is suitably punished. I wouldn't mind going somewhere private with you either. Really so offended by it?
Try to imagine, Elantak, being lusted after by a wild beast. It is foul, disgusting, so vile that it makes your very soul shudder.
Irelet is so overwhelmed with emotion that her body starts to tremble. Oh boy. So I don't have a chance either then. My people have behaved contemptibly. I apologize. I am also repelled by the thought of a human desiring an Eldari. I understand that this incident was unpleasant for you, but it does not mean that all humans are animals. You are an exotic animal to my people. Get used to it if you want to, okay. For you, I am willing to become a wild animal or docile. God damn. So you just like how my people behave. Try to spend your time. Okay. Uh, I mean, do you feel the same way when an Aldari does it too? I understand that this incident was unpleasant for you, but it doesn't mean that all humans are animals.
No. Your kind, simple souls and narrow minds are the root of all these flaws. Narrow minds and simple souls. Every day, I feel as if I am caught in a trap, surrounded by a pack of wild animals. I am prepared to pay this price to find my kin, but everything has its limit.
Half closing her eyes, she adds, her words barely audible. I do not think you fully understand human thoughts and actions. It will take time, but I can help you make sense of them. I shall speak to my subjects. You will not be bothered again. You are an anxiety. No. She would stop insulting the human race at every turn. I do not think you fully understand human thoughts and actions. It will take time, but I can help you make sense of them.
I have walked the path of awakening, Elantark, and learned to see that which is hidden, and hear that which is unspoken. When I found myself on the Lilithon, I watched your kind long enough to understand the true nature of Monkey. I do not think you can tell me anything I do not already know. Nevertheless, I will not protest. Conversations with you are the only thing on this ship that can ease my solitude.
Casting a fleeting gaze at the officers on the bridge, she lets out a weary sigh. You are Xenos, strange and unknown creature to them, and humans strive to understand the unknown, for the unknown is the most frightening thing of all. Sometimes we struggle to understand the motives behind our own actions. Uh...
Had any of them wished to understand my nature, they would have already run away in fear from one who walks the path of the outcast. But they are just trying to provoke me, hurt me. No. Monkey are driven by their instincts. To survive, to breed, to ensure the preservation of their species and the annihilation of those who threaten them. It is neither good nor bad. It simply is.
Sometimes we struggle to understand the motives behind our own actions.
It was emotions that once brought down my kind, Elantark, toppling us from our pedestal as rulers of the galaxy. Indulging your weaknesses or whims does not make your species any more attractive.
All humans are different. My view's interest in you was not intended to be an insult.
Elantark, please understand that I do not find Monkey attractive. The mere thought of being intimate with one of your kind
Let breathes out heavily, trying to maintain her composure.
Our conversation has only proved my point, Elantok. That monkey and the children of Azurian are as different as night and day. Eldari do not simply see the world differently. They see more than any monkey can ever comprehend.
Slender fingers make a gesture as if she is Aodari. Wait, as if she is Aodari is untwisting an invisible thread. What? What? And what do you see in the world around us that I do not?
What do I see? Your words ring with the desire to know the soul of another. But will you be able to comprehend my answer?
Verlet gives you a thoughtful look.
I will need time to put the entire truth of this world into the meager language to which your ears are accustomed. When I find my answer, I will pay you a visit.
After thinking for a moment, she nods. Okay. Alright. With that talk about sexuality, we will end it here for today. Boop. I think she's ace. Or at least ace regarding humans. Didn't broach the topic of whether she found other Eldari attractive, though. But anyways, we shall end it here.